The Woodsmen have once again found themselves in the playoffs, and now we have our highest seed at 2. We were so close to getting the first overall seed, but the Spurs have the tiebreaker over us, so we end up with the number 2 seed instead. And we are facing the Clippers, who we faced a couple years ago, 3 years ago in the playoffs. We beat them in 5 games in the first round. And we are facing them once again, but the team looks a lot different. They've got Brandon Ingram now. They don't have Anthony Edwards, which is a huge change for them. And here are their top scorers. Ellis Wright IV is their best offensive player. Then you got B.I., Pacciani, Drew Ewing, and then Jaden Hardy off the bench. So I'm not really sure who we want to put our best defensive players on, but I think I'm going to start by game planning Jared Vanderbilt to guard B.I., and then we'll have Halliburton guard Drew Ewing because he's only 6'2", and then we'll just let the other 3 players, Anderson, Keldon Johnson, and Don Payne, figure it out on who to guard out after that. You might have to end up guarding Pacciani, or might have to put Vanderbilt on Ellis Wright IV, but we will cross that bridge once we get there. And in terms of our rotation, I did make a change. I increased Halliburton's minutes, I increased Keldon Johnson's minutes, and we get Pollard down to 17, Zubats at 22, Carney at 18, and then Okiki down to 10. I want to keep ourselves at a 9-man lineup right now here in the first round, but especially once Bol comes back, I might increase more minutes for him when he returns, which should be probably at some point during the series or right before we get into the next series if we end up advancing. So we're going to have Halliburton and Anderson play about 37 minutes a game. Keldon Johnson, 35. I upped Vanderbilt up to 31 because he needs to be out there for defense and rebounding. Don Payne will stay at 33. And then, as I said, the other guys will also get some playing time. So here's what the lineups look like in our first home game of this playoff run. They're going to go with Drew Ewing, B.I., Ellis Wright, Pacciani, and Gordon Dunn. So 2 rookies in there. And then we go with Tyrese Halliburton, Simon Anderson, Keldon Johnson, Vanderbilt, and Don Payne. So let's get right down to brass tacks here in Game 1. Playoff basketball returns to Vancouver here in Rogers Arena as Don Payne wins the tip. The fans are on their feet. And here we go. The postseason has arrived for the Woodsmen. Can we make the most of it? Let's find out. Halliburton finds Anderson. He'll pull the trigger from deep, and he gets off to a hot start. 3-0. Now let's see what our defense can do. B.I. feeds Pacciani down low. He spins and fires, and his first shot is off the mark. Halliburton guarded by Ewing, trying to beat him off the dribble. He fires, and it's blocked on the help right there by Gordon Dunn. Vanderbilt pokes the pocket of Dunn and gets the ball right back. That's a steal for us. Good work. That's why he's out there. Defense and rebounding. Payne sets the screen. Halliburton hesitates. Gets down low. Goes back to Payne. Mismatch against Ewing, and he scores his first bucket. 5-0 Woodsmen. Screen from Pacciani. Ewing races inside. Had a layup attempt, but goes back to Pacciani instead, and he can't hit a shot to save his life right now. That was a pretty easy look right there. Anderson gets it by Wright to Payne. He's wide open at the rim. It's been a good first couple of minutes for Vancouver. Right in the corner for 3. Got it. And that is the first shot that falls for the Clippers. He is their top scorer, averaging about 19 points per game. Payne off the pass from Halliburton. Gets inside for an easy lay-in. Way to use the pick and roll to his advantage. He's got 6 points already, 3 for 3. Ellis Wright steps back. Working on Keldon Johnson. Can't get by him. He goes back to Dunn instead. Now Pacciani with it. He has to fire a 3. It's blocked by Anderson. Shot clock violation. You're seeing the Woodsman defense step up here in the early goings of this one. And I want to see more and more of that. Halliburton throws it right back to Dunn. Trying to go over the top to Payne, but an early pass and a bad one too. Dunn hands off to Wright. Shot clock's winding down. He pulls the trigger, a deep shot. He knocks it down. He's got all 6 for the Clippers. Screen for Halliburton. Open jumper. Offline though. And Wright pulls it down. Dunn has it poked out again. It's stolen by Tyrese Halliburton. Now that's 2 steals for us. Both off of Dunn. The lob attempt out to Anderson is poked out by Pacciani. Had it in his hands for a moment, but a good defensive play. Ewing's wide open for 3, and that will tie the game at 9. Anderson crosses the court, steps back and fires a 3. That one drops. Good answer. Ewing trying to beat Halliburton to the rim, and he's fouled on the layup attempt. That's the first on the Woodsmen. Ewing this year averaging 12.4 and 5.3. He started every game possible for them. And he will knock down both free throws. Halliburton to Keldon Johnson. Working on Dunn and firing and laying it in. Ewing feeds Pacciani. Down low against Anderson, and Payne gets a steal. He poked his pocket. Look at this Woodsman defense making some plays and causing turnovers. Anderson's step back jumper is good. Vancouver leads by 5. He's got 8. Payne has 6. Both guys have not missed a shot. Ingram has not taken a shot yet, and he goes back to Dunn, who's fouled on his shot attempt. That's the first on Payne. First free throw good. It's a pretty good free throw shooter for a big man. He knocks down both. Keldon Johnson races to the rim. Almost gets blocked, but instead it's a miss. And nice help defense by Gordon Dunn. And good defense initially by Ellis Wright IV as well. Ewing off the screen, got the switch to Vanderbilt, and he can't stop him. Wow, what a layup by Ewing. Watch one more play before we sim ahead. I want to get more than game 1 out of the way here. And that 3 ball drops again for Anderson. 4 for 4 start. We sim ahead, just below 6.5 to play until halftime. And Vancouver now leads by 12, 47-35. It was a close first quarter. Halliburton for 3, there we go. That's the first bucket from him that we've seen. Vancouver now up by 15 points, but again, it was a close first quarter, but we have now outscored them 17-4 here in the second to this point. Looking good, got to keep the defense up. Ingram waits for the screen from Dunn. He'll pull the trigger off it, and that one's off the mark. Payne pulls it down. On the floor for Vancouver is Pollard, Vanderbilt, Carney, Halliburton, and Don Payne with a couple of guys at the scorer's table. Carney, open 3, just a bit off the mark. And he's apparently only 2 for 10 in this game. So in the time that he's been on the court, he has taken plenty of shots. Pacciani back to right. Stopped in his tracks and swatted by Payne right to the hands of Vanderbilt. Up ahead to Pollard, trying to push the tempo. He pump fakes, goes back to Vanderbilt, and now he hands off to Halliburton for the easy 2. Nice passing by the Woodsmen. Already 16 assists here in the first half, and still 5 to go until the break. Mismatch down low. Pacciani backing down Pollard, and this time will score. Halliburton gets by a couple of defenders and hits the tough floater. The offense is looking good so far. We've shot just over 57% from the field. And Ingram steps out of bounds off the handoff from Dunn. Mental mistake as Hardy checks in for LA, and Anderson and Keldon Johnson check in for the Woodsmen. Keldon Johnson, open mid-range jumper online. The assist goes to Anderson. The second quarter has definitely gone our way. Ewing got the switch, and he's blocked at the rim by Don Payne. Nice help defense once again. Anderson in the face of Hardy, off the mark, this time a bit off to the right. 19-point lead for Vancouver. Wright pulls the trigger on the other end, but can't hit it in transition, top of the key. Vancouver back with the ball. Wright so far is 2 for 6 from the field. Halliburton to Keldon Johnson at the charity stripe, no. Wright, open jumper at the elbow, missed it. Dunn gets the offensive board though and has it for 2. Vanderbilt finds Halliburton, now back to Anderson. Payne waiting to set the screen. Anderson is fouled at the rim by Gordon Dunn. That's his first. That is the 5th on the Clippers here in the second quarter, so the Woodsmen are now in the bonus for the rest of the first half. First free throw up and good for number 5. Second free throw up and good as well. Strong first half for Anderson as Dalen Battle checks in for the Clippers, and Pollard and Zubac check in for us. Hardy gets down low, reverse layup. How did he get that to go? And a foul as well. Tough one. Free throw is up and good. That'll cut the gap down to 16 points. Let's see how Pollard does to lead the offense here in the last couple of minutes as our floor general. Trying to beat his man off the dribble, but he can't finish at the rim. He got his own miss back, though. 5 on the clock for Anderson. Vanderbilt coming over. Keldon Johnson's wide open for 3, and he knocks it down. The assist goes to Anderson once again as those two are linking up for a couple of buckets. Topping the screen. Hardy's covered well so far by Anderson. He gets down low, pump fakes and fires, and this time there was no hand up in his face. Keldon Johnson, time counting down, has to find Anderson. He has to throw up a shot, and it's good in the face of Hardy. That'll push our lead up to 20 points. Anderson's got 14. Well, he had 14 there in the first quarter. He's added plenty more here in the second. He's got to be around 20 points right now by halftime. Tomasevich has done damage to us before, but Hardy can't knock down the shot off the potential assist. Battle, though, will knock down the second chance. Bandy comes over and sets the screen. Anderson goes back to him over Toppin, and he lays it in. The offense is keeping things going, and the defense is getting stops as well. Hardy attacking the rim, and he's bear hugged by Anderson for his second foul. More free throws coming up. First one up and good. Clippers just shy of 50 points right now, trying to get there prior to halftime. The free throws are good. Anderson cuts wide open at the rim, and Pollard finds him. They cannot cover him right now. Off ball or on ball. He's wide open either way. Tomasevich has it. He'll fire top of the key, and that one just swims around the rim and out. Lucky break for us. Vancouver has the last shot here in the first half. Pollard with time counting down finds Anderson for the open 3, and he missed it. But the Woodsmen lead at halftime by 19 points, 68-49. Dominant display, especially here in the second quarter. The offense is looking electric and well-oiled. It's all Vancouver so far as we flash ahead to the third quarter with 6:22 to go until the fourth. The Clippers have the ball, now down by 22 points. It was a dominant second quarter, and so far it's been a fairly back and forth third, but neither team has scored all that much. Hardy gets down low and scores, as Anderson kind of hesitated there on the defensive end. Hardy's got 16 points off the bench for the Clippers. Anderson gets the feed from Payne, and BI's too late. It was a 21-point first half for Simon Anderson after just awesome first quarter. There's a Clippers turnover. Tyronn Lue doesn't know what to say. A couple of backups will check in for LA. But a couple of boneheaded mistakes and some bad turnovers have cost the Clippers arm's reach length here in this game. It's weird to see complete control. Let's see if we can keep it going. Halliburton goes to Zubac in for the tomahawk slam. Our lead goes to 24. That was Zubac's first field goal attempt. What a spin move. That's how you get to the rim right there. A couple of nice moves in a row. Halliburton finds Keldon Johnson, uncovered by Pacciani. He sagged off, and Keldon Johnson is knocking down his open looks. Tomasevich, the step back tray. Yes! That was like a 28-29 footer. Zubac's over top and off the glass and in. They cannot get a stop right now. Tomasevich racing to the rim. I think Halliburton got a hand on that one. Not sure though, but either way got the stop. Got a mismatch down low. Payne backing down top in. He spins and scores with his left hand. And the Clippers have to call timeout. Don Payne's got 18 and 13. Dominant display here in the third and second quarters. Under 4 to play until the fourth quarter, and I gotta say I've been very impressed with how this team has played, especially on defense. I kind of thought the offense would, have a nice day, but the defense especially has played very well, and we might even hold them to below maybe 75 points in the first 3 quarters, which is honestly a really good job. So I like what I'm seeing there. Pollard cuts, and Zubac finds him, and he scores over Tomasevich. 94-68, and both teams have shot fairly well here in the second half, but they have to get some defensive stops if they're going to claw their way back in this one by the end of regulation. Carney guarding Hardy. He attacks the rim, and he missed the shot. Good stop by the second-year shooting guard / small forward. Zubac hands off to Pollard. He's guarded by Tomasevich. Back to Zubac, now out to Carney. Time's counting down. A screen comes over. Carney finds an open look, and he knocks it down. Battle finds Hardy over 2 defenders. No. Okeke and Carney both with the hand up. Pollard waits for the screen. Fires off it at the elbow. Cash! They can't get a stop at all. It's now a 30-point lead for the Woodsmen. Double screen. Tomasevich launches, but they can't hit a shot right now either. Pollard wants to attack the rim against Tomasevich. No, he goes back to Keldon Johnson, and he missed his first shot that we have seen from the court. Tomasevich over Pollard, got it to go to potentially break the run by the Woodsmen, but I'm not sure it's even going to matter at this point. Shot clock winding down. Pollard finds Okeke out of a shot to Carney. He has to jack this one up. And he knocks it down in Jaden Hardy's face. That's what I'm talking about. Carney has been just really fun to watch sometimes, man. Now the Vancouver lead stands at 31. We have already surpassed triple digits, not even through the first 3 quarters of the game. The offense has just clicked the entire way through. Top in. Back to Martin. He knocks it down as Zubac tried to go for the charge. Last shot of the third quarter. Pollard to Carney for 3 again. That's not going in. But we lead by 29 with 1 quarter left to play. Every single player has stepped up. Every single one. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter of Game 1 as Vancouver has all but secured the victory. Just want to get some more action for our players before we head into a couple of later games. Looks like our starters are still out there with a massive lead. Halliburton working on Ewing, trying to get by with a couple of dribble moves. Dunn sags off on defense, but Halliburton won't fire. Payne has to launch it from the mid-range, and he knocks it down. He can hit those. Tomasevich, mid-range jumper, can't respond. It hits back iron. Halliburton to Anderson, spotting up for 3, off the mark though. Hardy, top of the key for 3, no. Nothing falling as we just turn the ball over. Vanderbilt made a bad pass, and now Dunn has an and 1. Foul goes against Tyrese Halliburton. Free throw for Dunn is up and good, but the lead stands at 29 for the Woodsmen. Payne has it. Trying to dribble against Gordon Dunn. He'll fire. It's blocked from behind. On the other end, Hardy guarded by Anderson closely. Can't get by him. He has to go to Tomasevich instead. Dunn comes over to set the screen. And Tomasevich has to force the shot over Halliburton and knocks it down. Good look. We've taken 15 more shots than they have. And we have shot better as well. It's hard to win if you were shooting a whole lot less and making less shots. Keldon Johnson at the rim over Battle got it to go. What a game he's had. We got some beat LA chants here in Riders Arena as that shot is off the mark from Hardy. Vanderbilt the screen, Anderson the 3-ball. That one drops. Just adding more to the mess. Hardy back to Dunn. His jumper is up and off the mark. Anderson top of the key again. Yes! This dude does not miss, man. He's got 31. Hardy to Don. Blocked! Straight up blocked by Don Payne. Met him at the apex. That's awesome. Vancouver up by 35. Halliburton down low against Tomasevich. He'll fire. He's fouled. Free throws coming up.
Second personal foul, fourth team foul.
First free throw is up, and it's good. Look at Tyrese Halliburton's numbers. 17 assists, and this free throw will give him 20 points on the day. What a performance from this team. Everybody played and stepped up. That's awesome. No shot clock left. This game's wraps. Vancouver takes game 1 of round 1 by a score of 128-94. A dominant display on the offensive and defensive end. Just a complete thrashing of the Clippers. They had no chance. This is the kind of performance that you expect from a top team in each conference. We're trying to show why we actually deserved the first overall seed. God damn, this box score is nasty. 31 points and 8 assists for Simon Anderson. Don Payne had 25 points and 18 rebounds with 4 blocks to go with it. Halliburton had 20 and 17 and 5 steals. Keldon Johnson was 7 for 10. Carney shot poorly, but I liked what I saw for the most part when I watched. I know Kiki, Pollard, Vanderbilt, and Zubac all shot very well. And look at this for the Clippers. 3 guys in double figures. Nobody had more than 18 points. And we completely locked down BI. 3 for 10, shooting 6 points. I mean, Pacciani 3 for 12. Ellis Wright, their top scorer, 3 for 9. Damn, their top scorers came off the bench in this game. That's crazy. We took 14 more shots than they did. We took a lot more threes, made a higher percentage as well. And they had 14 turnovers. We only had 7. We took care of the ball very well. And we got some very nice turnovers to go with it. We had a 37-point lead at one point. Won by 34. What a great game 1. But will it continue here in game 2? We're going to sim the first half and jump in the second if it is... well, I mean, we're going to jump in either way at some point. Regardless if it's close or not. Looks like they won the first quarter this time, but the second's going our way once again. As we are going to have a lead by halftime by maybe double digits. And we did. We scored 67 there in the first half. And we are piling on the points here in the third. Let's jump in and see a little bit more action here as we are now up by 21 points. Going the same way as last game. A close first quarter. And then once the second and third come around, it's wraps for the Clippers. 6:09 to go here in the third quarter as Vancouver leads 86-65, but Pacciani makes it 67. But we have, it's pretty much the exact same story as last game, except they have taken more shots than we have now. But they have just shot 16% worse than we have. We've shot 63, they shot 47% as Keldon Johnson gets to the rim and just lays it in over Ellis Wright the 4th. Way to score through traffic. Ellis Wright steps back and left that 3-ball short. Vanderbilt the screen. Anderson, close range jumper, yes. Uncovered shot. You can't be doing that to him. He's got 23 already. 14 points in the paint. Love seeing him spread the ball around and score in all facets. BI steps back, baseline jumper, missed it. Have we even seen him make a shot? I don't think we have. No. No! Don Payne! He's grabbing his left wrist. No! Please don't do this to me. We're looking so good. Please. It's not his shooting hand, at least. BJ Cooper seems kind of unfazed. But Zubac checks in. Please don't tell me Payne's out for any long period of time. We can't be missing him and Bol Bol. They are two key players to this team. Halliburton to Keldon Johnson. He takes it down low. Back out to Anderson, now to Halliburton. Time counting down. We have to fire at the elbow. No, the charity stripe, yes. And Halliburton's got 21 in 27 minutes so far. 55% shooting for him. Ingram off the screen, got the switch, goes back to Dunn for the lay-in. Nice pass. Anderson to Halliburton. Had some space for a moment, but misfires. Ellis Ray quickly on the other end. Left that one short too, just like last time. They just cannot capitalize on the mistakes by the Woodsmen or just by the open shots they get. Halliburton cuts. Vanderbilt finds him. Over Ewing. Got it. Hardy checks in for the Clippers for the first time here in the quarter and immediately scores on the offensive end. Zubac has it poked out and stolen by Clayton Martin Jr. Tomasevich with it. And he has it poked out. And Okeke racing for the ball. Can't beat it out of bounds. Clippers will keep possession. Payne has a sprained left wrist. 1 to 2 week injury. Not sure if he can play through it or not. He should be able to if it's his left wrist, I think. Just tape it up. We should be fine. Pollard finds Carney on the cut, and he's fouled at the rim by Obi Toppin.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Carney's first free throw up and good. He shot 92% from the charity stripe this season. 11.3 points per game off the bench. Definitely a huge step up from last season. And he knocks down both. Screen from Toppin. Tomasevich got the switch to Okeke and fires, but it finds back iron instead of the net. Pollard through traffic somehow got it at the rim. The finger roll layup over Tomasevich is good. Hardy throws it right to Keldon Johnson. Trying to find Pacciani, who is leaking towards the rim. Pollard steps back and fires and just missed it. It rattles out. Tomasevich once again misfires from beyond the arc. Vancouver back with it. Screens coming for Pollard. Open three, top of the key. That one rattles out too. Hardy. Back to Pacciani. Easy pick and roll that time. Pollard with the ball. Trying to milk some clock here perhaps. Finds Keldon Johnson against Pacciani. Back to Pollard. He will fire. And this time he knocks it down. Top of the key. 101 to 78. They cannot contain this Woodsman offense. Tomasevich is wide open. And he'll knock it down. Last play of the third quarter. Trying to extend our lead prior to the fourth. Okeke, wide open three. Does it go? No. The third quarter ends with Vancouver leading by 21 points. Another dominant showing here in Game 2. This game is probably over, so I'm going to sim the fourth quarter and just get us to Game 3 perhaps and see where things are at. They do outscore us here in the fourth, at least for now, but Vancouver hangs on to win 126 to 114. We jump out to a 2-0 lead over the LA Clippers thanks to 31, 7, and 11 from Tyrese Halliburton, 29 from Anderson, and 23 from Keldon Johnson. Our three offensive output players stepped up in the first two games, and they're keeping things going here. Carney, 15 points, 8 assists off the bench. Look at those numbers. That's really good. Howard, 13 and 5. Payne, 9 points, 8 boards before he got hurt. And we'll see how long he's out for and if he can actually play at all. The Clippers got 21 for Ellis Wright and 17 and 7 for BI, but really not a lot of damage being done by this Clippers offense until the fourth quarter. So, how long is Payne out for, or is he out? It looks like he is going to be out and he just can't play through it, so we have to make a couple of adjustments here. Alright, so I have given all of Payne's minutes to Zubac. I gave all of Zubac's minutes over to Brandon Clark, who will now play 22 minutes off the bench for the time being. Payne being out is crucial, especially with Bobo out as well. We just lost a whole lot of height, so I hope to God that Clark can step up at least on defense and Zubac can too, because if the defense plays well, I feel confident that the other players with Halliburton, Anderson, Johnson, Pollard, and Carney can do the bulk of the damage for us offensively. So how about Game 3? First game on the road for the Woodsmen here in this year's playoffs, as we are at Crypto.com Arena, the home of the Lakers and the Clippers. And so far, solid first quarter by the Woodsmen, especially on the defensive end, only allowing 28 points actually, so not the greatest quarter, but still some solid stuff. Hanging on to a slim lead here, and by halftime it looks like it's gonna be a slight Clippers lead by 2. We go to the second half, trading leads, trading buckets here in the third quarter. Vancouver jumping out back into their lead. Clippers trying to hang around. Going into the fourth quarter with a very tight game. Let's watch the rest of this one. 10:35 to go. Tied at 88. Clippers up 6-0 in the quarter so far. So we jump in, tie ball game. Clark inbounds. We've got him out there with Zubac, and we just turn the ball over, man. How does that happen? I jump in and we immediately do this. Come on. What a terrible inbound play. Pacciani for 3. Missed it, but Dunn pulls down the board. We don't have a true center out there on Dunn right now. Zubac is out there, but it was a mismatch against Carney. Clippers ahead by 2. We still have not scored here in the fourth. They've scored 8 points. Halliburton missed Anderson wide open, man. He was wide open. Now he's got a top of the key. Against BI. Trying to work on him. And then he'll just fire. And it's good! You can't contain this guy. That is not our first lead. That's a lie. We saw ourselves have a lead via Simcast. Hardy races to the rack. Has Carney on him. Good defense, but better offense. Hardy's got 14 points, 83%. He's been a saint off the bench for them. Zubac finds Anderson, wide open layup. BI off the screen, got the switch to Zubac, back to Dunn, easy lay-in for 2. Nice use there, the pick and roll. Halliburton to Anderson, and he throws the ball away. Had the open look for 3, but instead tried to pass it over to Carney, who could not hang on to the pass. Vanderbilt checks in as Carney and Clark head to the bench for us. Ewing gets around Halliburton and hits the floater. Clippers lead by 3. Both teams have shot 56%. They just have a couple more shot attempts than we do. Keldon Johnson finds Anderson. Decent look for 3. It rattles in. Another fourth quarter performance by Anderson. He's got 27 again here in Game 3. Has not let off the gas pedal. We're tied at 96. Already going ISO mode against Anderson. He's taking his time here. Not looking to pass yet. Time counting down. Off the screen. He'll fire. And it's good somehow. He can't miss, man. He's 6 for 7. Anderson cuts. Vanderbilt whips it to him. Easy 2 again. They can't stop him, and we can't stop Hardy. Ingram waits for the screen from Dunn. Goes back to him, and Zubats deflects the pass, and it ends up with a steal. That's why he's out there. Defense and rebounding, just like Vanderbilt. Every stop matters right now here in Game 3. Halliburton finds Keldon Johnson for the open look. He cannot miss in this series, man. Yes! We have made 9 more threes than the LA Clippers have. And it's a home game for them, too. Zubats deflects the pass. What was Hardy looking at there? Another turnover by the Clippers. Halliburton to Keldon Johnson. He fires, and it's good over Pacciani. I thought he would block that for a moment, but Keldon Johnson's got 23 and 9 for 12. How has he looked here in the playoffs? Man, he's been playing well. Ingram gets by Vanderbilt for a second and knocks it down from the baseline. He's got 12. He's 5 for 11. Under 6 to play. Anderson wide open 3. Jesus Christ. These fans have to be upset at this team for not putting a hand up in his face. Anderson's now got 32. The assist there goes to Tyrese Halliburton. Hardy takes the screen, gets down low, but can't lay it in. Anderson there on the stop. Keldon Johnson with the ball. He finds Halliburton top of the key. And now Keldon Johnson on the cut is fouled by Pacciani. Keldon Johnson, man. Number 11. Loving what I am seeing from him here in the first round. First free throw good. Second free throw good. And the Vancouver lead extends to 8. Hardy feeds Dunn down low. Backing down Zubats. Over him. Missed it. Game's not even close to over. Keldon Johnson, tough look over Pacciani. Screen from Dunn. Hardy, back to him. And he scores this time. Halliburton trying to find some wiggle room. Can't do it just yet, and he stepped out of bounds. Clippers take over down by 6. Ellis Wright, quick trigger from 3, no. Zubats pulls it down. Anderson on the other end. Wants to attack, it looks like. Against Hardy. Backing out, though, and playing some smart basketball. Not trying to rush anything here. Screen from Vandy. He'll just fire. He'll just jack it up. It's off. At the rim. Ewing got it to go. 4-point game now. Under 3.5 to go. Keldon Johnson takes it down low. 2 white shirts around him, handing off to Zubats, and he will knock it down. LA trying to put together some kind of a run, and that will be a nice start to it as Pacciani is found at the rim by Hardy. Out of a shot, too. It's pretty much been an equal second half from both teams. 21 shots made for each of them. Keldon Johnson to Anderson, wide open 3. You can't be leaving this guy open. How many times do I have to say it? How many times does he have to hit a shot in your face? Ewing steps back and hits the mid-range jumper. That'll close the gap back to 5. He's got 14 and 6 on the day. Game's not over yet. Got to keep the offense going here. A few more buckets should do it, but got to keep playing defense too. Keldon Johnson almost gets blocked, but he still hits the tough floater. I thought Dunn might have got a hand on that one, but apparently not. The lead goes back to 7. Ewing top of the key, just off the mark. Lucky break for the Woodsmen. Keldon Johnson with it on the other end. 90 seconds left. Anderson spots up and knocks it down. Unreal performance here in round 1. 37 points here in game 3 for him. Wright attacks and throws it up and hits. Nice shot. 7-point game. They're going to full court press. Keldon Johnson sets the screen. Halliburton finds Anderson. Long two. Got it again. Unconscious. Right. Spins. Blocked by Zubac. Halliburton feeds Zubac down low. Mismatch against Hardy. That's got to be the dagger. The lead goes to 11 with 36 seconds left. It's looking good for Vancouver, folks. This offense can't be stopped. Ewing for three. Off the mark. Halliburton will run the clock out, and Vancouver leads the series 3-0. 121 to 110. We have scored 121 or more in all three of these games so far in round one. The Clippers defense needs help, but I don't know if they have the personnel for it. The Clippers' top scorer was once again Hardy, who dropped only 16 points, but off the bench. I'll give it to him. But, I mean, they spread the ball around pretty well, but your top scorer having 16 points will not get it done, especially in the playoffs against somebody like Simon Anderson. 39 points, 6 assists. Keldon Johnson, huge day, 27 points, 10 for 14. Halliburton, 16 points, 11 assists. Carney had 13 off the bench. And Zubac, in his first start, 10, 11, and 6. So, I like what I'm seeing there. Okeke, Pollard, and Vandy all shot well as well. Clark didn't even try to take a shot, which I appreciate because why would he ever need to? And we come out on top shooting 61% in Game 3. So is it possible for us to potentially sweep the Clippers? Well, let's find out. Like Games 2 and 3, it's time for us to simcast the first half at the very least. Clippers off to a hot start, but Vancouver comes back and takes the lead after one by a single point. Trading buckets here in the second, but now we're jumping out to a decent-sized lead prior to halftime. And looks like we just put up 67 once again in the first half. We're up by 14 points. Once again, that second quarter is just game-changing right now. I don't know why. It's got to be the rotation. Something there is working against this Clippers team. And they have another huge hole to bounce back from if they want any chance of even winning a single playoff game here in 2029. And it's not looking good here in the third quarter either. We're going to jump in here in the fourth in a moment just to watch the last couple of minutes, perhaps, just to watch our team close the Clippers out, because this is a nasty beatdown once again. It is 117 to 83, and I'm having so much fun. This is a blast of a series because we aren't having any problems. We look so good. And now a foul on Drew Ewing, but it looks so good. What else can I say? We're knocking down the open shots. We are getting more open looks than usual. We are scoring at the rim. And we are winning without Bobo or Don Payne. We just are looking like an actual professional winning basketball team right now. It's winning time here in Vancouver. Anderson for three. Line drive right to the back iron. But about 4 minutes to go. And the defense has been superb. We had one game where we allowed like 110. But aside from that one game, the defense has been stellar. The offense for LA has been stagnant. And Hardy is the only guy that has provided consistent offensive play for the Clippers. The only guy. And I'm not even sure how well he's doing in this game because they've only scored 83. And there's only a couple minutes left until this series is over. Anderson cuts. Zubac goes to him over the top. He'll fire. And he missed it. But that's alright. This arena is just dead quiet right now. Everyone's just watching a blowout happen. Halliburton missed it, but Zubac is there for the tip-in. Dominant display. We've shot, 51%, and then they just threw the ball right to Zubac on the other end, trying to go full court up ahead to Clayton Martin Jr., but just another dumb pass by the Clippers, and you're seeing why they're losing. Halliburton will launch here, but it's off. Zubats with it against Martin. Handing off to Halliburton. He finds Anderson in the corner for 3. There it is. That dude and corner 3s. You might as well give up. Tomasevich throws it up, and it's blocked by Zubats. What was that? What was the idea there? That was a terrible shot. Double screens for Halliburton. He gets down low. Easy shot. 124 to 86. Halliburton's got 36 in the game. 48% shooting from the field. Pretty much 1 point per minute for him. Tomasevich hesitates, and it's blocked by Vanderbilt this time. Look at this defense, man. Please tell me we get this same level of defense from here on out. Because if we do, I am really excited. Halliburton drains the clock for one final time here in the first round as Vancouver has made an absolute statement here in the first round against the Clippers. A complete sweep, a dominant sweep, winning each and every game by double digits, and 3 of them by like 20 plus points. What a performance. I did not expect this whatsoever, but I'm so glad we got this. Ellis Wright drops 21 in the loss for the Clippers, but it was 36 and 11 for Tyrese Halliburton that got it done for the Woodsmen. Anderson drops 31. Keldon Johnson once again. Look at this guy. 24 points. Can we just see his games so far in the playoffs, because he has turned it up like 20 notches. I mean, first of all, he was coming off a great last like 3 to 4 weeks. Look at these numbers. Down here, they're pretty bad. But then up here, once we start with this win against Brooklyn on March 30th, it is over for the league. Keldon Johnson making plays left and right, and there's no end in sight for him. Love what I'm seeing from him. Brandon Clark at 12 off the bench. 4 blocks for him. Carney had 11. Vanderbilt 6 and 6. 2 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. Stuff on the stat sheet. Pollard had 4 and 6. Zubats 12 boards. I mean, everybody's just looking really good, man. This is so much fun. But now we have to face another team who swept their opponent in the first round. The 6 seed Phoenix Suns swept the 3 seed Warriors, and that is who we face in round 2 next time out. And just like that, Bol Bol has returned to the lineup. He is fully healed. We're going to bring him back in place of Okiki. Okay, so Bol Bol is back, and we will play him at center and power forward for 22 minutes off the bench. We bump Okiki back to the reserves. Clark goes back to 10 minutes as a power forward only to end off the first and third quarters. And we're going to keep the starter minutes as they are, along with Carney and Pollard. They'll keep their minutes as the same as they are right now. So here's our new rotation. We got Bol Bol back, and we should have Payne back at some point during this series. The starting 5 for Phoenix looks like this. You got Thomas Copeland, Dalen Terry, Devin Booker, Kenyon Martin Jr., and then DeAndre Ayton at center. So some pretty comparable rosters here. Let's go see what their stats look like this season. And by the way, across the rest of the league, it looks like the Pelicans took down Denver in 5, and the Spurs took down the Grizzlies in 4 straight games. Only one team lost a series that also won a game in the Western Conference. Over in the East, the story was a bit different. You had one sweep with the Cavaliers taking down the 7 seed Nets, and then all the other series were 4-2 wins for the Pacers, the Bucks, and the Celtics. So it's Boston, Milwaukee, and then Cleveland, Pacers. And over here it's Spurs, Pelicans, and Woodsmen, Suns. So playoff-wise, who is playing the best through the first 4 games for them? Looks like Devin Booker is their top scorer. Copeland coming in at number 2, so that kind of makes sense. Both guys averaging very similar numbers across the board. Ayton averaging 18.5 and 11.8, and then Kenyon Martin Jr. averaging 16.8. They have quite a lot of guys that are scoring very well, and they also shot very well in their sweep in the first round. So I think we're going to have to probably focus Zubats on DeAndre Ayton. We're probably going to have to put Vanderbilt on Thomas Copeland. And against Booker, I'm not sure, but I think I'll start with Tyrese Halliburton and go from there. But I do want to lock down Copeland as much as we can. And if we need to, we can put Vanderbilt onto Booker as well. I think he can cover each of those guys pretty equally well. So tough matchup coming up here in round 2 because they swept the Warriors of all teams who were vying for the first overall seed. And that's who we face. So you got 8 teams left, and we are one of them. We escaped the first round for the first time since the last time that we beat the Clippers. And we're looking to beat the Suns in round 2. Thanks guys so much for watching. That was a very fun first round. Did not expect us to completely obliterate LA, but we did so, and I'm very happy about it. So great episode, and I'll see you guys next time. Please like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.